What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys a top 10 list. Wait a minute. Something doesn't feel right. 1 second. Now we're ready to begin. I've been waiting all year to do this video, and that is giving you guys my top 10 favorite movies of 2016. That's right, guys. These are my personal picks for my top 10 favorite movies that I had the best time watching at the movie theaters this year. Looking back at the year of 2016, I can easily say that 2016 wasn't the year of movies that I was expecting. 2016 is probably the biggest disappointing year for movies we've had since 2009. And that's speaking a lot because there were a lot of big titles this year that I was really looking forward to. And a lot of them did hit, but a good amount really disappointed. But guys, we're not talking about the disappointing movies. We're talking about the great movies. Before I start this list, I want to let you guys know a couple of guidelines on how I'm going to do this list. First thing is, please be cautious. These are my top 10 personal favorite movies of the year. There's going to be some movies on this list that you guys are going to say, man, I wish that movie was higher on the list. Just to let you guys know, these are my favorite movies. And if you think a certain movie belongs in a certain spot, that's your guys' opinion, and you are definitely entitled to it. And the second thing is, grades do not matter for my top 10 list. There's going to be a lot of movies on this list that you guys are going to say, Ryan, you gave that movie a 5 out of 5 stars. You also gave that movie a 5 out of 5 stars. Why are they in different orders? Again, these are my personal favorite movies of the year. Finally, I'm going to put a list in the description box below of all the movies I have seen this year in 2016. So you guys can see that list and see what movies I did not see this year that won't be on this list. Other than that, guys, let's get started. Before we get to the top 10 list, I have 7 honorable mentions. Yes, these 7 movies I feel deserve an honorable mention. And they are Moana, Finding Dory, The Edge of 17, The Accountant, 10 Cloverfield Lane, The Conjuring 2, and Fences. Yes, guys, I know I love all 7 of those movies, but it was really hard to try to find a spot for them, but I just couldn't. Here's what you've been waiting for, my top 10 favorite movies of 2016. Starting off the list at number 10 is The Jungle Book. When I found out that The Jungle Book was being made into a live-action movie, I was like, really? You're gonna live-action a classic of mine growing up, the 1967 Jungle Book movie? But all of my worries went away when I saw the first trailer for this movie and the CGI. And I must say, the CGI in this movie is flawless. I even have this movie on Blu-ray. The CGI visual effects is some of the best I've ever seen. The whole scope of this movie feels like you're a part of this jungle environment, and it's such a warm welcome. I love the voice work. Neil Sethi as Mowgli was the only live action part of the movie. I love Bill Murray as Baloo, Ben Kingsley as Bagheera, Idris Elba as Shere Khan. Fantastic animal villain. The Jungle Book is one of the main reasons why I love movies, and this movie is one of the most fun experiences I had at the theater. Coming in at number 9 is Manchester by the Sea. I just saw this movie a few days ago, and it's already in my top 10 list. When I first saw this movie, I was so emotionally invested. Casey Affleck gave one of the best performances of the year. I should be seeing him getting that Best Actor win. Michelle Williams was amazing. Kyle Chandler was great. This whole movie feels so submersive. These are just real people having real conversations. The cinematography was amazing. Manchester looked really beautiful, and this is one of those movies that I'm just going to remember for a while as being that key emotional movie. Coming in at number 8 is Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Yes, you knew it was coming. Now, is Rogue One, A Star Wars Story a perfect movie? No, it is not. But still, I had a lot of fun watching this movie. Rogue One had some of the best action and visuals I have seen in Star Wars since The Empire Strikes Back. Not just that, it had the tone of Empire Strikes Back. This movie was dark. It pulls no punches. These characters are taking the situations very seriously, and it just incorporated very well into a fantastic experience. Yes, I agree. The characters in Rogue One aren't as memorable as in The Force Awakens, but these characters were very likable. They had reasons to be there. And plus, Darth Vader, his scenes were so amazing. He didn't have to be in this movie for a lot of time. And plus, there's one scene, I'm not spoiling it. Yeah. Coming in at number 7, we have Kubo and the Two Strings. This movie, Kubo and the Two Strings, is the proven example that Leica Studios needs to be seen by more people, because this stop-motion animation studio makes some of the best animated films out there. Look at the films they've made. Paranorman, The Box Trolls, Coraline, and now Kubo. The animation in this movie is so flawless. The characters are amazing. Art Parkinson as Kubo, Charlize Theron as Monkey, Matthew McConaughey as the Beetle. These characters are so lovable. The action is amazing. The storytelling is incredible. Guys, if you have not seen Kubo and the Two Strings yet, you are missing out on a damn masterwork animation. What am I, a detective? That's right, coming in at number 6, we have The Nice Guys. When it comes to Shane Black, he's a very hit or miss director. I love Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but I didn't really love Iron Man 3. But The Nice Guys, Shane Black is in the right direction again. This movie had all-star performances from Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling as two PI detectives who are looking into the investigation of a murder case. And these two comedic chemistry is flawless. I love all the jokes in this movie. Gosling and Crowe were so hilarious together. And not just that, the little girl in this movie gave one of the best breakthrough performances of 2016. Guys, The Nice Guys is the best comedy this year and one of the best original comedies out there. I mean, look at me. I have it on Blu-ray. It's a nice orange slipcover. Yes, I have 2 animated movies in my top 10 list. Coming in at number 5 is the Disney animation Zootopia. Why wouldn't I have Zootopia in my top 10 list? This movie was amazing, and just the whole story of it all blew me away. And also the characters, Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, fantastic characters. These guys, I want to see more of them. I'm hoping a sequel gets made to this movie. The story tells a lot about today's world, like racial stereotypes, drugs, gender stereotypes. I always wanted to see an animated film like this, made for adults. And one of the things of Zootopia that made me laugh the most was the sloth scene. Like, it was making fun of the DMV and how long it takes that you're in that place. It's one of my favorite scenes of this year. Zootopia is one of my favorite movies of this year. And yes, I do have the Blu-ray. Yes, guys, it's time to make the chimmy fucking chongas. Coming in at number 4, we have Deadpool. I freaking love this movie. This took 10 years to make, and it all paid off. We can totally erase X-Men Origins Wolverine from the past, completely forget about it, as we have this movie that did the merc with the mouth right. Ryan Reynolds commits himself 100% to this character Deadpool. Nobody else can play him except Ryan Reynolds. He was such a perfect character of Deadpool. I love all his jokes, his fourth wall breaking, and his non-stop cursing. Deadpool had amazing action sequences, a great villain played by Ed Skrein, which I did not expect. More studios need to do rated R comic book movies done right. Deadpool will lead that way great. I can't wait to see Deadpool 2 directed by the John Wick director. Picking my top 3 was the most difficult choice I've had to make in a while. These 3 movies are incredible movies. This was so hard to pick, but I'm going to say it. Coming in at number 3 is the movie I saw last night, and that is La La Land. La La Land was an amazing musical movie directed by Damien Chazelle. I love what he did with Whiplash, and in La La Land proves no different. This is cinematic masterwork. I was blown away by the chemistry of Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. These two gave some of the best performances of the year. The soundtrack and the dance sequences are so amazing, and the cinematography of this 50 feels is so great. They do not make movies like this anymore. I want to see more movies like this because La La Land is amazing. This is so intense right now. Coming in at number 2 was my most anticipated movie of the year, and this movie proves that Marvel stands the ground as some of the great comic book movies we've had. Number 2 is Captain America: Civil War. When I first found out that Civil War was getting made, I was blown away. I mean, the MCU started in 2008 with Iron Man, and we have built all 12 of these movies leading up to this movie, and it was all incredible. The story of this movie is so interesting. You have two sides, Team Cap and Team Stark, and they all have different opinions. And the action in this movie and the stunt work is freaking awesome. The airport scene alone stands the test of time as one of the most entertaining scenes I've seen in movies. I mean, I have the Blu-ray to this movie. I've watched the airport scene at least 12 times already. Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther is one of my favorite characters in the MCU. He is such a badass. And plus, Tom Holland as Spider-Man is the best interpretation of Spider-Man since Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 2. Civil War is a fantastic movie, and not only that, it's one of my top 5 favorite comic book movies of all time. Finally, we are at number 1. My favorite movie of 2016. This was the movie when I first saw it. I knew it was going to be my favorite movie of the year. It grasped me, it pulled me in, and I could not stop watching it. My favorite movie of 2016 is Hacksaw Ridge. Mel Gibson has not directed a movie in 10 years. The last one was Apocalypto, which is so underrated. And of course, Braveheart being one of my favorite movies of all time. But Hacksaw Ridge maybe could be his best movie. I don't know that yet. Why did this movie blow me away so much? It's the performances in this movie blew me away. Andrew Garfield as Desmond Doss was so great as this guy who had this code that didn't want to kill people. He was a pacifist. That is so intriguing. In World War II, his character was so enthralling, so capturing. Vince Vaughn, Sam Worthington, Luke Bracey, Teresa Palmer, Hugo Weaving should be nominated for Best Supporting Actor because he was damn great, as was the other cast members in the movie. The war scenes in this movie were so scary and tense, and these are the best war scenes I've seen since Saving Private Ryan. Hacksaw Ridge is a movie that made me tear up. It is so emotionally capturing, and it's one of the best war movies ever made. If you have not seen Hacksaw Ridge yet, I totally recommend seeing it. And it has got to be my favorite movie of 2016. Alright guys, and that's it. Those were my top 10 favorite movies of 2016. What did you guys think of my top 10 favorite movies? Did you like it or did you not? Let me know down below. Also, what are your guys' top 10 favorite movies of 2016? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching all of my videos in 2016. I very much appreciate it a lot. And look out for my top 10 worst favorite movies of 2016. That's going to be a fun one to make. I'm already looking forward to the year 2017. If you guys like this video, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up. And be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!